Welcome back.
Welcome back
Welcome back to the since seventh
to Coffee Talk.
to coffee talk.
Welcome back to Coffee Talk. I'm Candy. This is,
Andrea. I was trying to
oh,
think of a better way to say it, but it's just how would you say it?
that
And
was good.
Andrea. I'm Andrea. Welcome to Coffee Talk,
Welcome to Coffee Talk.
where we talk about the coffee.
The, the coffee that I don't drink.
We talk
Water.
about That's true.
Welcome to
Never
Water
drink
Talk. Or Water Talk.
water and tea.
Water.
Water, water,
Focus.
water.
Focus.
Focus. Okay.
Okay.
So I wanted to bring up talking about the royals. I wanted to bring up Meghan Markle's with love, Meghan, because
Mhm.
I wanted someone else's opinion about it. I watched 1.5 episodes, and all the shows that I watch about the royal family, everyone's talking about it. And um, so you don't really have a dog in this fight. Like I watch all these people who can't stand really Meghan Markle. So I'm
Yeah,
just curious, like an outside person who hasn't listened to all this stuff about how horrible Meghan Markle is.
I know literally like almost nothing about her. I mean, a little bit, you know.
Yeah. You can't,
Uh,
it's everywhere. So it's like she does
Yeah,
everything.
it's
It's like Meghan
everywhere.
Markle breeds.
But I totally do not like follow the royal stuff. I also am just not a big celebrity gossip person, so I just don't pay
Mm.
attention to that stuff.
Yeah.
So yes, I definitely I watched because you asked me to. I actually watched 2 episodes. I
I
did
know
better
you got
than
further
you.
than me.
I know. I watched those this afternoon.
Good
So,
job. Thank you. So
uh-huh.
I guess like what would you say what's your favorite part of it? How about that? Let's start out. Let's be positive to begin with.
My favorite part? I mean, let's be honest, it is a little boring.
That's what everyone has said. Like everybody, they're all like, that is like really boring.
My favorite part of it is the cute little cottage and the land that she
Yeah,
rented to film it in, which
I
you told
know.
me she rented a place that's
Yes,
not
she
her
rented a place
place.
that's not even her house, which I think is like ridiculous.
Yeah, well, probably for safety reasons.
Maybe.
We've heard that's an issue.
We have heard that. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
we'll talk about that later.
Yes.
But
Yes. Yes.
anyways, I guess it was I don't know that I had a favorite part other than the scenery was beautiful.
Yes. The
I know what
scenery.
my favorite part of. Okay, her handwriting is gorgeous. Like what?
She used to be a calligrapher. That's how she could
Okay.
make extra money.
I
She
was just
did
gonna say
people's
she should
wedding
be, yeah.
invitations.
I
Yeah.
was just about to say she should be totally doing that.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
like I've never seen a human being's handwriting so gorgeous.
Yes. Okay, so I had this thought, and I haven't heard anyone else say this. So she has this friend Daniel coming, right? For people who have watched it, she has a friend coming, and she makes up this basket of bath salts. And the funniest part of that whole thing is like she takes these. Well, okay, two things. What one of the funniest things to me was she pops popcorn for her friend for snacks
Yeah.
in the room, right? And she takes a whole cob, which I've never seen this before. I'm sure that this is possible, but I've never seen it before. We put the whole cob into the microwave and pop the popcorn
Yeah.
from
But it
the
was like dried cob. Like it's not like
yeah,
a yellow piece
because
of
I
corn.
don't think you can do like fresh because when you buy the kernels, like they're dry, so it's supposed to
Yeah.
be dried corn on the cob.
Right.
Just get your Halloween decorations, dried corn down, and we'll put it in
It's
the
like
microwave, and we will see.
once you're done with Halloween, take the teeth off the door and pop it in the microwave and you have a snack. Yeah.
Especially when you have a friend coming over.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
totally what it looked like. Yeah.
I know for sure. So anyway, so she's popped this popcorn. So then she says, because we used our energy for that. Okay. She literally says, because we used our energy for that, we're just gonna open up this bag of pretzels. Because putting that corn on the cob into the microwave and then getting the popcorn and taking it off and putting it in a bag and then writing popcorn on it was heavy lift for her. That was very hard for her. So
Yeah,
she
Was she thinking she was gonna hand make the pretzels because she was like, "We'll just grab the pretzels out." Oh no, she did put them in another bag and put a tag on it. Like she,
That's what I'm saying, but that's ridiculous to take it from one bag.
oh,
Make
I
it
kind of get that.
clear. It
But
was,
I kind of get that. I would do that. I would totally do that. Did
yeah.
you not see the box I sent you in the St. Patrick's Day episode we just did? Like I would totally have taken pretzels and put them in a cute little bag. I just totally spit on myself. Sorry.
That's
Um, I just ate a mint and I'm very, I have a lot of saliva now because the mint is doing its job. Sorry. But I would have totally done that. Yeah.
okay. That is true because it is cuter than the actual bag, but it was
Yeah,
funny
it would
that she was
never.
like now because of the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And then, so anyway, so then she, makes sure she puts peanut butter on there in case he has a peanut allergy, even though she knows he doesn't have a peanut allergy, but she had to bring that up. Not really sure why. So,
You don't want to get sued,
yeah,
somebody be like, I watched your show and I put my peanuts in the thing and they had an allergy, you know.
that is true.
So,
So, a lot of people complain that this guy is on her payroll because he's her makeup artist. And so
yeah.
she really doesn't have friends because
Oh, goodness.
he, he's been with her, but he's her employee.
Right, right, right.
So
Yeah,
what do you think they were real friends?
I mean, I think you can be friends too. I feel like they had moments where they were joking around, like they seemed like they had a friendly relationship at least. I don't know if they're friends or not. I felt like they were friends. Like I felt like she kind of became friends with him and you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
So someone else said that they thought, he brought up about the cake that they were making a lemon cake because they made a cake.
Yeah.
And that he said, "Oh yeah, I have this reminds me of your wedding cake." And then she was like, "Oh yeah." And she was like, "That's a good memory." And he was like, "Yeah, I tasted we went to the tasting together."
Yeah, he wasn't at the wedding.
That's what they said. They didn't think that he was at the wedding. So the only time he had the wedding cake was like when they tasted it, but so he was good enough. He's not that good enough of a friend that he didn't even
Right.
go to the wedding.
Yeah, unless he was working and he could have been doing makeup for something and couldn't be there.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't either. She invited all these celebrities that she had never met before.
No. See, I
Like
don't know all the dirt on her, so.
George Clooney and his wife like came in there like, "Oh, I didn't know you know them." He's like, "Oh yeah, I've never met her in my life."
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Nice.
It's just
Yeah.
so weird.
It's
Anyway,
just weird. Yeah, yeah.
it's just very weird. So
Yeah.
anyway, but my thing, okay, so then the other criticism was like she needed to ask questions of the people she invited on the show. Like it's all about her. Like she's
Yeah.
talking about herself and she's not asking enough questions to make, it more like interesting. Like
Right. Yeah.
I asked him stuff about, like, and they did it a little bit. Like he brought it
A
up,
little bit. Yeah.
yeah, but she could have asked him like more questions, like, and then like even with I'm gonna forget her name. Do you know what the comedian's name is on episode 2?
Comedian.
She's a comedian, the mom that they
Oh,
did
was
the
she?
party. Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember her name. I don't think I realized she was a
Let me
comedian.
look at what her name is. Because this is
Um,
my notes, but
Yeah, I was like, that was like one note I had that was like, I don't know how she'll keep people's attention if she's like just because it felt very Martha Stewart-y to me. I
yeah,
felt like she was trying to be Martha Stewart. I felt like the tone of her voice was Martha Stewart, the way she said certain words. Because then you would get glimpses of her actually having like a genuine conversation with Daniel, and
yeah,
it would be cute and funny. But then
yeah,
she would go right back to that like Martha Stewart-y thing.
yes,
Yeah. And I was like, just be yourself. Like it would be
yes,
much more like I would much more prone to watch it if you and him were just like having conversations and you were cooking something and every once in a while, like, you know
yeah.
what I mean? It was just weird. It was like everything, she just kept saying everything she was doing. I don't know.
It was weird.
It was very Martha Stewart-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I've heard criticism, like, like that it's an old platform. Like people want like their tips for like,
Yeah.
like quickly, like, like on TikTok or on Pinterest or something like that. Like this is like passe having like a 40-minute show with like these tips.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like it would have been like much more interesting to hear about like their time working together, like his
Yes.
on set and different things that, makeup and like asking, like having a conversation while she was cooking and they were enjoying a meal and cake together
Yeah.
instead of this is how you make this cake. And I
Yes.
just went out to the bees and got honey. And you know what I mean? It's like, oh my gosh, she literally grows all her fruit, picks all the fruit, makes the honey fresh from the bees. Like, really? You make your
But you
own
know, she
honey?
doesn't do that. She is a
No, there's no way.
I mean, you could tell she had not really been out to that bee to get the honey from the bee guy. Like she's not
Yeah.
by herself. She said, like, I still don't feel like I can do this by myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. It was one thing she said that cracked me up. Oh wait, I gotta look at my notes. It was really funny. They were making the candles. And she's like, we're gonna learn how to make candles. Wait, where's my note on it? Um, I I said I have her teaching him how to make candles when then neither one of them knew what they were doing, but then she was totally acting like an expert and giving him like all the directions on the candle when she had just said like she had never done it before in her life. I was cracking up. And Daniel's like, oh,
Yeah.
oh. And I was like, you just said you didn't know how to make a candle. All of a sudden you're an expert and telling me how to make
Yes.
it. But
Yes.
anyways,
Yes. And then like, okay, so this is I had this thought. So if she thinks that this is how you show love to people, right? Like having that big basket at the beginning,
yeah,
making the cake, doing all this stuff. No wonder she didn't get along with the royal family because no one was making her a basket, for her arrival or whatever. Like she was a working royal. Like she wasn't gonna, they weren't gonna pamper her. Like that's just
right.
how they are. And
Yeah.
I'm like thinking like maybe she didn't feel welcome because her expectations were kind of high.
Yeah, that's if that's her love language, one of her love languages is like gifts and, just making someone feel special. Yeah, she's not going to get that treatment
No,
at
because
all.
I mean, as far as the pecking order goes, like she married the spare, so
Yeah.
like, all the special treatment is going to go to the queen, and then, then Prince Charles, who's now King Charles, and then it's William, and then them. So I mean, like
Yeah. And I
they're
think it's just not in like
no,
how they are. Like no one's
no,
going to do that. Like
no,
Diana maybe would have done something like that for
right,
her. But like, nobody
yes,
else, I don't get the feeling is like that.
no,
And she just grew up very different than them.
for
So.
sure, yes.